What's up, everybody? Hello and welcome to Not Your Average Meta, an MTG Commander channel dedicated to bringing you decks and commanders you wouldn't normally find in your average meta. This week's video is brought to you by our new channel sponsor, International MTG. If you're looking for competitive pricing on your favorite MTG cards, old and new, be sure to check out the International MTG store and TCG Player, link in the description of this video. This week on Not Your Average Meta, we're bringing you another fun commander matchup that was filmed at the Hobby Horse down in Taylorville, Illinois. Speaking of, we'd like to shout out our second full-time channel sponsor for Season 3 of the Hobby Horse. If you're ever in the Central Illinois area, be sure to stop in and check out the store as well as saying hi to Martin. This week's matchup features Ryan returning this week playing the mana dork-loving Raggadragga Goreguts Boss from Boulder's Gate, Gavin making another appearance this season playing Ivy Gleeful Spellthief from Dominar United, Justin back playing his favorite 5-color commander Jodah Archmage Eternal from OG Dominaria, and finally Foggrow playing his double feature Vampire Tribal deck being led by Edgar Charmed Groom. Now that we have our fighters, let's step into the Thunderdome and see which deck will come out on top. Fog plays a Plains Return that pays 1 to cast a Lunarch Veteran. Ryan plays a fancy mana confluence. Gavin plays an island and passes. Justin plays a tapped Seaside Citadel. Fog plays a Swamp Return, then goes to combat swinging his veteran at Ryan for 1 damage. Ryan plays a Forest Return, then taps out, losing a life, and casts Paradise Druid. Gavin plays a Reliquary Tower, then taps out to cast Storm Chaser Drake. Justin plays a tapped Jungle Shrine and passes. Fog plays a second Swamp Return, then swings his veteran at Justin for 1 damage. Then in his second main phase, Fog casts Stromkirk Bloodthief, who enters play with a +1/+1 counter while he gains a life. Ryan plays a Nykthos Shrine to Nyx, then pays 2 for an Ornithopter Paradise. Gavin plays another island, then enchants his Drake with Curiosity. He then goes to combat swinging his Drake at Ryan for 2 damage. After damage is dealt, he then draws off his Curiosity trigger. Justin plays a Command Tower for turn, then taps out for a Chromatic Lantern. Fog plays another Swamp for turn, then taps out to cast his commander Edgar Charmed Groom, gaining a life. He then swings his Bloodthief at Gavin for 3 damage and his veteran at Justin for 1 damage. Ryan plays a Mountain for turn, then taps out to cast his commander Raggadragga. Gavin plays a Blinkmoth Nexus for turn, then swings his Drake at Fog for 2 damage. After damage is dealt, he draws off the Curiosity before casting Endless Evil, targeting his Drake, drawing off the Drake trigger. Justin plays an untapped Overgrown Tomb for turn, paying the 2 life. He then also taps out to cast his commander Jodah. Fog plays another Swamp for turn, that pays 1 to enchant Edgar with a Gift of Fangs. He then goes to combat and swings his commander Gavin for 6 damage, while he swings his Bloodthief at Ryan for 4 damage. Second main phase, Fog casts a Bat Whisperer, gaining a life, which also creates a Bat token which he enters, gaining him another life. Ryan plays another Mountain for turn, that taps out, losing a life, to cast a Seagate Colossus. This then triggers his commander, which untaps his Ornithopter, and he puts 7 +1/+1 counters on it. Ryan then goes to combat and swings his Ornithopter at Fog for 7 damage. On his upkeep, Gavin creates a token of his Drake. He then plays a Verdant Catacombs for turn and pays a life to crack it, going to get a forest from his library. Gavin then pays to cast his commander Ivy before casting a Twisted Image targeting his Drake. But in response, Justin counters it with the Dispel. The spell is then countered, but Gavin still draws off the cast trigger and the copy trigger before going to combat, swinging his Drake token at Justin. Justin then blocks with Jodah, which Gavin didn't realize also had flying. Justin plays a Plains Return, then pays Wooburg to cast a Sign of Draco. Fog pays 1 to cast Concealing Curtain, gaining a life. He then goes to combat swinging Edgar at Ryan, who blocks this Colossus, and in response, Fog casts Blessed Defiance in order to pump up his commander and give him lifelink. He then gains 8 life while Edgar dies and transforms into Edgar Markov's Coffin. Ryan draws and casts Viridian Joiner along with a Magus of the Order. Gavin casts Spark Double, having enters a copy of Storm Chaser Drake, which then triggers his other Drake, having him draw a card. Justin casts Azusa Lost But Seeking, then plays an untapped Temple Garden, paying 2 life, and then plays an additional forest. He then casts a Myojin of Grim Betrayal and passes. On his upkeep, Fog creates a Vampire token, gaining a life, before drawing for turn. He then casts a Blood Vial Purveyor, which has him gaining another life. Ryan draws for turn, then activates his Nykthos to create enough green mana to cast Inray's Forerunners. This then triggers his commander and untaps his Viridian Joiner, putting 7 +1/+1 counters on it. He then taps the Joiner to create enough mana to cast Enshrined Memories, revealing the top 13 cards of his library, putting all the revealed creatures into his hand. After this, Ryan demonstrates a continuous loop to the table of him being able to cast creatures which will untap his Joiner, and then add additional counters to it, allowing him to tap it again to create even more mana to keep the loop going. Then after he draws through his entire library and plays all of his creatures, he'll cast a Craterhoof Behemoth in order to run over the table for the win. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you can see more games and decks you wouldn't normally see in your average meta.